slide guitar in open G tuning. First, let's get it tuned up. Clip-on tuner that has a chromatic setting. And I'm going to start with the low E and play it 3 times so you can match it up. It's actually a little high. That's good. And then the next string, the 5th string, is tuned down to a G. It's a little high there. Here we go. The next string is a D, the 4th string, which is standard tuning. I'm a little high. There we go. Now play it 3 times. Third string is a G. Second string is a B. And the first string is tuned down to a D. That's a little high. That's pretty good. But you hold still. So from the low string to the high string is D, G, D, G, B, and D. So that's an open G chord. And we'll play some scales in open G tuning and introduce a few useful tips and tricks. So now we'll get into a little slide in the open tuning. And the slide I'm using is this glass slide. It's by Ernie Ball Glass Slide Large. I prefer the glass because it's lightweight. There's a couple others you might want to consider. This one's a little heavier. This is the Moonshine by Dunlop. It's a porcelain or ceramic slide, number 246. This is also a large. Even though it's large, it's actually a little snug on me on this finger, but I do like the tone of this and the feel. And another one to consider is the brass slide. This one is by Fender, Brass Slide 2. And it's very heavy, and I like it because it fits over. I like using this on the dobro and guitars with higher action. I think it's a little bit louder, and it has a nice tone. But it's a little heavy for a guitar with low action. So glass slide might be a good choice because it's lighter. So the first scales we'll look at is the G blues scale. I'm going to hold it here. You can grab a screenshot. So it's open D, 2nd fret, 5th fret. 2nd string would be open, 3rd fret, 5th fret. Now, on this chord chart, I'm putting the circles right over the line because when you play slide, you've got to be over the line instead of between the lines. Otherwise, you'll be out of tune because the fret is what makes the note. So basically, a slide is an upside down fret pressing down on the string. So on the 3rd string, open, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and then D is the same as the other D, 2nd fret, 5th fret. The G is the same as the other G, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and then the low D, 2nd fret, 5th fret. So grab a screenshot. And let's get those under our fingers. Before we even put the slide on, I like to play with the scales. And get the scales under your fingers. So open, 1st string, 2nd fret, 5th fret. Open, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 5th fret. Open, 3rd string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret. Open, 4th string, 2nd fret, 5th fret. Open, 5th string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. And open, 6th string. Can't go that low. 2nd fret, 5th fret. And you can play the open strings too. And you don't have to play your scales linear all in a row. You can mix it up. Just get those notes in mind and in this little box. We're not going above the 5th fret at the moment, so we're just staying in this little box right here. And then we'll get outside of the box eventually. So in open tuning, you can have a little finger style fun and pick around with these notes. And I threw a 3rd fret in there, but like, use your ears, who cares? Sometimes you're gonna play a note, but there are no wrong notes. You just use your ears and play what you feel. These are just jumping off points to get you rolling on some open G scales. And then you can mess around with some pull-offs. So you have those in mind, and now let's work in, play some slide with those scales in mind. And remember to be over the line. Don't press too hard, because you'll clatter on the frets, and don't be too light or you'll buzz. It's kind of a springiness to it. And I always kind of think of holding my hand like this, so you can just be right over it, and these fingers fall along to kind of keep these strings behind it. from having overtones, because I just want to hear what's on this side. I don't really want to hear these. So that's why we kind of use our little grip here to sort of be a guide riding along the rail. And you're using your whole arm instead. You're kind of moving from the shoulder and the elbow. So you can practice that just barring across all the frets. And we're hitting the brakes on the 5th fret. But feel free to break outside the box. That's the fun with slide, you can get in between. So with this scale, you can give it a little vibrato, a little wave. And a few other ideas on slide. Sometimes you want to dampen the string after you pick it. So you pick that string and you slide, and then you pick the string under it. There's a few ideas with that scale. And now the next scale is minor blues. And I'll hold this down so you can get a screenshot of it. G minor blues scale. So it's open, 1st string, 3rd fret, 5th fret. So we can compare the two. We're working on 2nd fret in the major scale in 5th fret. So now we're going to do 3rd fret. So see how this is like this cool little box right here with these stragglers here for that bluesy feel. So open, 1st string, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 1st fret. You can play the open B, but sometimes I leave that out because this C note is nice and bluesy in this G tuning. 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 4th string, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 5th string, 3rd fret, 5th fret, and 6th string, 3rd fret, 5th fret. So it's a little box. Grab a screenshot. And let's mess around with that before we pick up the slide. So this note is the same as the open. And that's kind of a fun, I do that a lot. I slide up and then pick the string that matches it. So just get that box in mind. So I'll do it slow from the low to the high. I'm going to skip the open B. So with fingerstyle, you can really have a lot of fun with the with mixing and matching both scales. Oh, I went outside the 5th fret. And that's okay, no wrong notes. So let's work in some slide. So there's a probably one of my go-to riffs. So that is 5th fret, 1st string, 3rd fret, 1st string, 2nd or 3rd fret, 2nd string, 2nd string, 1st fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 4th string, 5th fret. So you're really sliding down to this note. So it's really these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 5 notes. But you grace into the 3rd note. And for the slide, get a shot of it. You kind of start, at about a fret downward and slide up to it. Or you can slide way up. You just sort of step into them. And then you can start adding some bass to it. for some slide guitar and an open G tuning. And then the finger style. So the pattern for that is I'm using middle, index, and thumb. Middle, pull, thumb, middle. Might be good to practice with a metronome too, so you can So I just alternate with I'm using the G string, D string, and G string. It's the 3 middle strings here. I'll go slow, real slow. And then with the slide pull off, and then you can venture in and slide down into it. And just try different patterns that make sense to you. If you have a favorite pattern you do, that's one of the things that I do a lot. You don't have to copy my patterns. You know, you make up your own patterns and just practice and get them under your fingers. So both those scales together makes up for some fun slide guitar. So there's a few ideas for open G slide guitar. Stick around, there's some other videos and the pop-ups coming up. And thanks for watching, with more slide guitar on the way from the Angry Mushroom Emporium.